Hello there, YouTube. Kenny here, aka Sonfan85. I'm here with you again with a gamer log. This time, I'm specifically talking about Soul Calibur 2, but at the same time, I'm also going to be talking about Soul Calibur in general. If I said Solar Calibur 2, I apologize, but I meant Soul Calibur 2. Anyway, probably one of arguably the best fighting games to ever hit the fighting genre is Soul Calibur. It initially started out in the arcade, and then it made its way into consoles. It started out as Soul Edge, if I remember my history right, and started out as a fighting game, as always. But then it eventually evolved into Soul Calibur 2, 3, 4, and it's had other spin-offs as well. So what got me started on this is that I actually have a Soul Calibur 2 strategy guide, 2003, by the way. This thing is 12 years old and still looking great. It actually still has the game soundtrack with it, which I'm very proud of because it's hard to find. Also, it has a poster with it, which is still very cool. I got my hands on this when I worked for Game Exchange, and loved it ever since. So, by the way, a little side note here. Brady Games, if you're into strategy guides, I touched on this in the last video, strategy guides are a dying art. Pick them up under Brady Games. Brady Games made some of the best strategy guides back in the day. They still do. And again, but you know, strategy guides are books, and books are kind of going the way of the dodo, but they'll always be around. And you don't have to charge them. That's the best part. Don't get me wrong, I'm all about technology. I still listen to audiobooks on my phone and read digital comics on my phone. So it's not like I'm one of these, you know, old decrepit seniors that hates technology. No. I just, you know, I enjoy strategy guides, and I mentioned in the last video and in other videos, strategy guides are trophies for me of games that I have either beaten or worlds that I have conquered. So there's that. Also, another side note, you might notice I'm wearing the same shirt in multiple videos. I'm making these videos in the same day, so don't think I don't change my clothes, because I do. So anyway, back to Soul Calibur. Notable characters that I tend to use a lot is Taki, who is a ninja. Ivy, who is a swords master, is actually infused with Nightmare, the premier sword of the game. And she created her sword from a shard of Nightmare. I believe it was a shard, a piece, or a sliver, or something. Anyway, she's bound to Nightmare's destiny. So if Nightmare is destroyed, Ivy is destroyed. So Ivy, you've probably seen pictures of her around. She's the very well-endowed, short-haired, foxy lady that has the sword that can wrap around like a whip. So there's that. But I really started playing Soul Calibur back in the arcades when it first hit, and I was really a lot into Street Fighter back then, Soul Calibur, all kinds of fighting games, and Soul Calibur stuck out to me for the character creation. There was a couple of arcade cabinets that you could actually create a character, you could enter your PIN or an initial, and it would actually bring up your character. It stored it locally on the machine, and it was awesome. So they ported that over to the console, and went great ever since. Notable things about Soul Calibur and later pickups for it. Soul Calibur 2, you can see it right up here. Depending on what console, may have a special character with it. So, for example, Spawn was in the Xbox version. Link was in the GameCube version, and Heihachi from Tekken was in the PlayStation 2 version. Now, that has continued into some of the later consoles. I don't remember exactly what characters are for what console, but it's done great ever since. Also, Soul Calibur 2, I'm sorry, Soul Calibur, when it went from Soul Edge to Soul Calibur, actually ended up with a great story mode. And it wasn't just fighting, there was a lot of lore behind it. It was a great, great story. So it's something to check out if you ever get the chance. If you never played it, look up some videos about it. It's such a great game, and the thing I love about it is that it's actually, to me, people would argue otherwise, but it's actually balanced. for the most part. Certain characters can be overpowering at times, and there can be some juggling, but not near as bad as Tekken, or even Mortal Kombat, for that matter. Mortal Kombat was so imbalanced back in the day. Luckily, nowadays, it's a little more balanced, so you don't have to worry about all that. But Soul Calibur, throughout the years, has been a very well-balanced fighter. And that's something that drew me to it. In my younger years, it was other assets of the game that drew me to it, specifically Ivy, specifically being well endowed. But as you grow up, you tend to look at other genres of life, so or points of life instead of the other stuff. So anyway, but no, it's again such a great fighter. So many great memories with it. I never got to play the GameCube version, unfortunately, but I hear Link was pretty badass in it. I did play the Xbox version of Spawn. It was really fun. And of course, I had a PlayStation 2, so I played the PS2 version. I was never a big fan of Heihachi, but he was a pretty decent fighter. Oh, right. One notable. Where was it? Soul Calibur 3 or 4 actually had the apprentice from a Star Wars movie that you fought against. So that's fun. You could also fight as him as well. So yeah, great. Anyway, great game. I wanted to make a vlog about it and just kind of talk about it, reminisce a little bit. And so anyway, I hope you enjoy it. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment. If you're a fighter fan, let me know your favorite series that you enjoy. Again, mine most notably are Soul Calibur, Dead or Alive, and Street Fighter. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment. I hope you enjoyed. Have a great day, great evening, great night, whatever your circumstances may be. Remember, you are an awesome person. Never let the world convince you otherwise. See ya.